All right. Hi, everybody. So, this is my first time doing this, and I mean, I'm only doing this just because I thought that the last chapter was just, that hype and everything, and I just don't really feel like, I don't know, all the, the YouTubers or whatever are really talking about the important things in the chapter. I mean, they're starting to a little bit now, but anyways, I just kind of want to give my thoughts and everything. So I'm just getting, talking about, like, Zoro and Luffy, because, I mean, obviously they're, like, the highlights of the chapter and everything. But we'll start with Zoro. I mean, like, I'm not really sure why, but, like, people are just, like, talking so much about Zoro, but, like, not really about Luffy, when I thought that Luffy was really the highlight of the highlight of the chapter and everything. I mean, sure, Zoro's, like, impressive and all, but I mean, there wasn't anything like that surprising going on. And I mean, people are already assuming that, like, Zoro has Conqueror's Haki. He's like, oh yes, Zoro's Conqueror's Haki is confirmed or whatever, which, I mean, yeah, I mean, Kaido saying that is, like, a big deal and everything, but I mean, there's definitely still, like, other possibilities. I mean, it literally just could have been Enma. I mean, I'm pretty sure that, like, Odin's, like, I don't know, Odin's Haki is, like, kind of imbued into the sword, like, in some way. And I don't know, maybe, like, I don't know, maybe, like, that Haki somehow just, like, was, like, I don't know, sorry, I'm terrible at explaining things, like, maybe that Haki just, like, instinctively, like, wanted to strike Kaido in some way, but I don't know, like, obviously that's stretching it, like, a lot or whatever, but anyways, it could have been that, or just, who knows, like, Zoro's attack really just could have been, like, that strong, it could have been strong enough to even break, Kaido's Conqueror's Haki, coding or whatever, but, like, there's other possibilities. I'm not gonna, like, I feel like we shouldn't just, like, automatically assume that he does have Conqueror's Haki. And I mean, even the panel, like, before Zoro does his Ashura attack, it's like, Oda shows Enma, like, radiating some, like, Haki or whatever it was, which I don't think is really a coincidence. I mean, I think Oda put that in there for, like, a reason, and everything. So, I don't know. There isn't really much to talk about with Zoro. I mean, like, I personally didn't really care about the whole Ashura thing. I mean, it's cool that we get to see it after, like 12 years or something. It's been a while, but, I don't, like, I didn't really care. I mean, we already knew about the attack, and then Zoro having Conqueror's Haki, we already kind of just, I think everybody just kind of assumed that he had it, and, I mean, obviously, like I said, it's not, like, confirmed, but, like, I don't know, it's just not that notable to me, honestly, but anyways, let's move on to Luffy, because Luffy was really, like, the highlight, in my opinion, of the chapter. So, okay, so there's so many reveals about the, like, the whole Conqueror's Haki thing with Big Mom and Kaido, and I think the really important thing to note here is that Kaido's and Big Mom's like, durability, which is kind of, I mean, especially with Kaido's, especially, like, is what is kind of notable about their character, or, like, about their strength, is, their durability and everything. And we all kind of assumed, like, especially with Kaido, that, well, actually, and Big Mom too, that, the durability really just came from, like, being naturally born durable or something, especially with Big Mom in that case, like, we all just thought that, her skin was just, naturally born tough and everything like that, and, it was just hard to penetrate. And then with Kaido, we just kind of thought, like, oh, maybe his devil fruit just kind of granted him that ability, but now we know that's not true, which is huge, because if Luffy can use that ability, if Luffy's able to use that ability, if he hasn't, like, learned it already, he would be able to, like, be as durable as them. And the thing is like, this is kind of confirmed. I mean, I'm not, like, obviously it's not confirmed, but, like, it's kind of inferred that this, like, they are coating their entire bodies, because if we think back to what Big Mom did in Whole Cake Island, where based on Beji's plan or whatever, to, like, to break, what was it, Mother Carmel's, like, photo or whatever, the only time that Big Mom's skin isn't tough is when you break that photo or whatever, and she had, like, a wounded knee or whatever. It makes perfect sense, right? Because, like, she just wasn't in the right mind to keep her coating up, and yeah, it just makes perfect sense, right? And I mean, with Kaido, it's kind of arguable. Maybe his, I mean, I'm sure his devil fruit does provide some sort of durability, like, to some extent, but I think most of the durability really just comes from the coating. And I mean, we can look at just Big Mom too, because she doesn't have any like her devil fruit doesn't, isn't like a zone or whatever where it grants you durability or anything. I'm pretty sure Big Mom has like pretty like normal skin or whatever, like it's relatively easily penetrable and everything. But I mean, if we can just assume that her durability came from Conqueror's hockey coating, like that is really fucking OP. Like her durability is like rivals with Kaido's. It's kind of, I don't know. And if Luffy, like, since Luffy is now learning this thing, mid fight or whatever, if he's able to do that coupled with his like the durability his devil fruit gives him, like, oh my god, he's probably gonna be like one of the most durable characters, if not the most durable character in One Piece or in the story. Like, I mean, like, there really couldn't, it's kind of crazy because like there really couldn't be anybody that could really do any serious damage to him if he was able to learn it like that, right? So, and of course, like, the Conqueror's hockey ability, like, I think, right, I'm not sure if Luffy is coating his whole body with it now, but it's obvious that he's using it in his attacks and everything. And so, it appears like it's kind of interesting because like the Conqueror's hockey coating thing is kind of what we thought Rio, or what a lot of people misinterpreted what Rio was. We just kind of thought that Rio, or I don't know, a lot of people did, including myself, for like a good amount of time, thought that Rio just kind of made the attacks more powerful. Obviously it doesn't. It just destroys, the flesh or whatever from the inside. But anyways, like it's kind of what we thought Rio was, where it just kind of amplified attacks and stuff. But yeah, so anyways, Conqueror's hockey, so this Conqueror's hockey thing is just, it basically just makes you hit harder. And it confirms, what Roger and Whitebeard did too, because it's like, I think a lot of us, myself included, just kind of thought that Roger and Whitebeard's attack, well, I'm sorry, okay, I gotta mention what scene that was, but where like the clash between Roger and Whitebeard on that island or whatever, where their swords weren't touching and stuff like that, we all just kind of assumed, I think we all kind of assumed that their attack was just so powerful that it's, I don't know, I kind of thought this, at least, that their attack was just so powerful that like it just kind of defied the laws of physics a little bit and just kind of like, I don't know, did some weird shit, I don't know, like I can't really explain it. It's like, I just thought like, they hit that hard where it just, physics didn't even come to play, or something like that. And their blades couldn't touch because they were just so strong or whatever, or their hits were just that powerful. But now we know that it's really just a unique hockey ability, right? And honestly, like, Luffy's new level is just insane, because I mean, we have to keep in mind, right, that Luffy is still in base form, and like all he's using is this new Conqueror's hockey ability, and I'm not sure if he's using Rio simultaneously or not, but I'm sure he is. I think it's kind of, I don't see why Luffy just turned it off, so I'm sure Luffy is using that, but like, yeah, Luffy is in base form, and he's like, I mean, I'm not gonna say that he's like manhandling Kaido right now or anything. I mean, we can assume that Kaido hasn't really gotten completely serious yet or anything. Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know about that, because Kaido, like, is getting, was getting hit by, like, Zoro and all the other worst generations by, like, pretty, like, attacks that hurt him, He, obviously, I don't think Kaido is, like, trying to get hit by attacks. Like, so I'm pretty sure he's, like, relatively serious right now. But I don't know about Luffy right now. But anyways, or with Luffy, I should say. But yeah, like, if like, I'm just trying to imagine what is Luffy in his gear 4? Okay, well, because yeah, what is Luffy in his gear 4 gonna be like? Like, that is just gonna be like unimaginable power. Like, I'm just thinking about it, because like Luffy hasn't even cracked out gear 2nd. Like, does he not think he needs that? I'm just like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that like Luffy can just like just be this dominant just in his base form. It's just, I don't know. Sorry, I keep repeating myself, but it's just crazy to me. But anyways, like, I mean, obviously we're gonna see Luffy, crack gear 4 or something, and I think Oda will probably start to nerf this new ability a little bit in the next chapters. Well, maybe not the next chapters. We'll probably go back down to the downstairs or whatever. But yeah, I mean, like, I'm just trying to imagine, like, because this can't be Kaido's final form then, if Luffy is, you know, doing this well against him in his base form. So we might be seeing, like, some, you know, some new form or something, or, like, yeah, I don't know, maybe Devil Fruit Awakening with Kaido. I mean, I don't even know about Devil Fruit Awakening with Kaido, because he seems like the kind of guy that is just so confident in his ability that he just didn't really bother going that far. Or maybe his hybrid form is his awakening, who knows, but anyways, yeah, Luffy's new power is just insane. Like, it really isn't, like, I don't know, and it's just, I think that just the sole fact that Luffy can use the same kind of haki that Roger, like, the two strongest people in, you know, in the world were able to, you know, use, is just, like, that automatically puts him in, like, top 20 in my opinion. But, like, because, I mean, here's the thing, right? It's, like, I don't really know how many characters are going to be able to fight Luffy after this, because it's, like, I mean, not only is, like, regular Conqueror's haki just, like, really rare and everything. I mean, obviously, we do see a lot of people, you know, that have Conqueror's haki and everything, so, I don't know, that's kind of downplayed a little bit, but, I mean, now, like, even Kaido himself was, like, only a select few of, like, you know, strong individuals are able to use this. And, like, you know, there can't be that many people that are going to be able to learn this ability, right? Like, based on what he said, like, and I believe him, honestly. I don't think Oda's going to even really downplay this either. Like, I don't think he's just going to make he's just going to put an ass pull and just, like, make a bunch of characters have the same ability and everything. And yeah, like, I mean, like, if Luffy, if Luffy doesn't need to touch people to damage them, like, obviously his fight with Blackbeard is, like, you know, pretty, I don't know, he's gonna have a lot better chance against his Devil Fruits and everything. And, let's see, what was I gonna say? Sorry, I had to burp. I mean, the thing is just that, like, I don't know, a lot of people kind of expected that Luffy was just gonna, you know, pull a Gear 5 or, like, a Devil Fruit Awakening or something. And, I mean, now, like, thinking about it now, I don't even think that, like, I don't think it's really necessary. I mean, just this new ability is just, like, honestly, in my opinion, this new ability, like, boosted Luffy's power more than when Luffy gained Gear 4, or sorry, that was terribly, like, phrased, but I think Luffy, from Luffy's, like, I don't know, Gear 2 to Gear 3, up to going to Gear 4, like, we all thought that was, like, a huge power up, which it was, but now I'm more impressed, like, I think he gained an even bigger power up just from, you know, this new Conqueror's Haki coding. Like, honestly, it's crazy, because I think Luffy's base form with Conqueror's Haki is probably stronger than Luffy's Gear 4 without it. Like, it's unimaginable. Like, I just cannot wrap my head around how strong it is. Like, but anyways, yeah, like, it's really exciting to see where this is gonna go. I doubt we're gonna see more Rooftop next chapter. I mean, we might get, like, one more chapter and then we're gonna go downstairs. But yeah, like, oh my god, it's just, yeah, it's very exciting, because I think Oda really, like, because Luffy's fights usually are the last ones to end, so I think we are just gonna go down to the downstairs or whatever, and then we're gonna kind of finish everybody's fights with whoever they're matched up against, and then Luffy will be the last one. And then, you know, obviously if he defeats Kaido, it's kind of like, you know, everybody's saved and everything. So yeah, I don't know. It'll be exciting to see where this goes and everything. Oh yeah, and also, like, I don't think Rio is really like, I think it still has a place here. Like, I think it's still very important for Luffy in order to defeat Kaido. I don't know, this is kind of like a Reddit-y kind of thing to say, but I don't know, I'm just gonna make my own theory about why, you know, how Rio's gonna, you know, how Rio's gonna be helpful here. So since Luffy got his whole, like, you know, he's learning this new Conqueror's Haki coding ability, I think that, I mean, I'm not gonna say it necessarily breaks Kaido's Conqueror's Haki, because, I mean, probably Kaido's is probably stronger and everything, you know, because he's had it for a lot longer of a time and everything like that. But, you know, I think, like, if Luffy's going to use both Rio and Conqueror's Haki at the same time, I think he will be able to break it, like, eventually and everything. And then if Luffy is able to, you know, break his coating or whatever, and then get to his, like, you know, his actual skin or whatever, or his actual body, he's that, like, then Ryo is going to be come into play, because then he can actually, like, start to damage him from the inside and everything. So yeah, like, my theory is that he'll be able to break the Conqueror's Haki coating, and then Ryo will come into play, and then that will, you know, damage him from the inside or whatever. So yeah, I don't know, that's kind of my theory with everything. So anyways, yeah, sorry, I'm kind of terrible explaining things because this is my first time doing this. I just really thought the last chapter was just that hype. So, but anyways, thank you for watching and everything. So, all right. Oh yeah, and also, like, it's kind of funny too because, you know, Kaido's known for being, like, the strongest creature alive or whatever. But really, if you think about it, like, I don't know, when I've thought about Kaido being the strongest, you know, creature or whatever, what I thought that meant was really just referring to his durability and everything. I mean, sure, like, you know, he does have crazy attack power and shit like that, you know, just his natural combat abilities are, like, you know, through the roof. But it's like, I don't know, what I imagined, you know, especially in his introduction, how he's like, you know, he's been captured several times or whatever, and like, but, you know, nobody was able to execute him and stuff like that. Like, you know, it's implied that that's why, like, that's where his title comes from, is just his durability and his, like, basically his, you know, quote unquote, like, immortality, right? But we kind of now know that since his, you know, because of the whole coding thing, the Conqueror's Haki coding thing, that was all just really, like, a misconception about, like, really what his abilities were. Because, like, I think because everybody just assumed that it was because of his devil fruit, I think, and that's why, like, he got that title. It's just like, you know, his devil fruit just granted him, like, you know, his scales were just this tough and everything, which, I mean, you know, they probably are tough to some extent, but yeah, like, I mean, it was really just all a misrepresentation. And so this is the thing, is because now I don't really think that Kaido is actually the strongest, because of that misrepresentation. Like, people claimed he was the strongest, but because, like, you know, they just didn't understand, you know, what his abilities were. Sorry, I keep like saying the same things. So I mean, if we think about it, this whole Conqueror's Haki ability thing is just, it seems like it's super, super important to be able to compete with, you know, the strongest in the world, basically. And, you know, like, Big Mom and Kaido, I mean, they are definitely very, very strong and everything, but, like, if you think about it, they don't really have a whole lot going with them, or not a whole lot going for them, because, like, Kaido and Big Mom, I mean, just take away the, you know, the Conqueror's Haki coding. I mean, sure, they're still dumb strong and everything, but they're way, 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 way more reachable. Like, they're way easy. They're way, 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 like, they definitely seem a lot more defeatable without their whole durability, because the durability is the notable thing about them, right? So anyways, like, I mean, sure, yeah, they still have, like, crazy attack power and stuff, but, like, I mean, if you take that away from them, like, they're definitely pretty easily defeatable, in my opinion. Well, not easily, but, like, I mean, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's just, it's like, you know, if you were to take, like, 3 worst generations against Kaido without Conqueror's Haki, I think it would end a lot sooner than it is now. So, but anyways, so yeah, it's just kind of funny that, like, you know, we all thought, like, Kaido was just, like, you know, the strongest creature, but I mean, really, most of it comes from, you know, that Conqueror's Haki coding ability. And so this is really where Luffy is about to become, like, truly Yonko level, because he's about to learn this really fucking OP ability. And yeah, it's just gonna be insane. So yeah, we'll see where it takes us. Okay, so adding on to that, so I don't really think I think Oda is really just making Kaido a stepping stone, like Katakuri and Doflamingo were to Luffy, because I don't think he's actually the strongest anymore. And I think that's why this whole Conqueror's Haki, you know, coding thing is just so important. Because I think there are actually, like, a ton of, like, people that are much stronger than him. And I mean, yeah, like, people like that would be like Shanks, Mihawk, I'm sure. And I mean, I don't know, like, I don't think that, you know, this Conqueror's Haki thing, like, I'm sure there's a lot of people that have their own unique abilities and stuff that could even, you know, combat that in some way. I mean, obviously that's really debatable, but, like, I mean, I don't know. I just don't really, because, like, you know, like I said, like, Kaido is just, like, Kaido and Big Mom don't really have a whole lot going for them, in my opinion. And if we think about, like, Shanks, like, he's been shown to have, like, pretty much the strongest Conqueror's Haki, or, like, a very strong Conqueror's Haki. And so, I mean, obviously, I'm assuming that Shanks probably can use the same ability that, like, Kaido and Big Mom were using and everything. And, I mean, dude, if you know, with Shanks' like really strong Conqueror's Haki, I'm sure he can code himself even, you know, much better than they can, and I'm sure his attacks are probably even stronger than theirs as well. So, like, this has kind of changed my mind about, like, who the strongest Yonko was, because, you know, I originally thought Blackbeard was and stuff as well, but, you know, now with this whole thing and this whole, like, kind of misconception about, like, where Kaido's strength comes from, I'm confident to say that, like, Shanks, yeah, is the strongest Yonko right now. But, like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a whole lot to add on to it. It's just, yeah. I think we just need to, like, keep in mind that Kaido's strength was really just all a misconception. But, yeah, probably a lot of you argue with me about that in the comments. But anyways, so, yeah. Sorry, keep adding on to stuff. So yeah, I just want to make it clear that, like, Oda kind of fooled us, I guess, or kind of tricked us about Kaido. That's all I'm trying to say, is that, like, you know, especially in his introduction, like, you know, this dude is basically, like, I mean, well, not undefeatable, but, like, unkillable and stuff. So it's really, like, he kind of tricked us about that. And so that's why we all thought that Kaido was the strongest, is because, yeah, Oda tricked us that he was the strongest, but he's really not. That's all I'm trying to say, because, yeah, like, it was really just all this Conqueror's Haki coding thing. All I'm gonna say, sorry, just a little bit to add. So yeah, it's kind of interesting because, like, people's claims about, you know, if Luffy defeats Kaido and Wano, then there's not gonna really be any room for him to improve, because he'll just be able to, like, you know, defeat, you know, other people, like, with a relative ease, or be able to, you know, at least match them in, like, fighting ability and everything. It's not really, I guess it's not really true anymore, because Kaido, yeah, sure, he's strong, but it's like, you know, I definitely think there's a lot of people that are stronger than him, because of that whole misconception. Sorry, I'm really trying to, like, you know, clear everything up about that. So, but yeah, anyways. So it is possible, sorry, for him to have a lot harder of a time, even if he were to defeat Kaido. That's my point, sorry.